You are listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZW LP Conroe and 106.1 KZCC LP Conroe and worldwide on irlonestar.com.
What's going on, everybody? I'm not supposed to yell, but this is YPC.
Who said you're not supposed to yell?
Well, I made the mic drop, remember?
If that's a joke, it wasn't funny.
It was so funny.
Sorry,
Hey, everybody,
guys.
this is YPC. I'm Taylor.
I'm San.
We're coming to you live Friday
Live
at noon.
Friday at noon.
What channel, son?
Channel 12.
What station, son?
It's on your television station.
What about the radio stations?
The radio station, that's all you have to ask for. It's 104.5 and 106.1 Lone Star Community Radio.
You're a smart tookish, you know that?
I don't know what tookish mean, but let's get
Tookish
straight to the
is another-
point.
it's another word for
Hey,
butt.
thank you for tuning in this Friday with us. Young Professionals of Conroe. We have a great individual.
Coming on our show this afternoon,
Afternoon. Yes.
his name
We're not going to drop that yet. We're going to drop that towards the
be
end.
unnamed.
Unmask.
Unmasked.
We're going to unmask his name.
We'll unveil him.
Unveil.
How do you mask a name?
With tape.
Forget about it. How's your week been?
Man, my week's been incredible. Happy 4th of July that just passed. We celebrated
Happy belated
America.
4th.
That's
America.
America birthday, right?
America.
What you call it? America's birthday?
Amer-
July 4th, right?
Yeah.
How we won our independence. Do you know how we won our independence and from who?
No. Do you?
I asked first.
I said no. Do you?
You do not know?
I don't. Go
Mr.
ahead and
P,
enlighten me.
Mr. PhD, MBA, all that, and you don't know?
Come on, man.
So you're not smarter than a 5th grader.
I'm not smarter than the 5th grade. Come on, man.
This is not the show to educate you on the 4th of July.
Go ahead and
Okay, I'll
tell
tell
'em.
you exactly what's going on, okay? 4th of July.
What happened, man?
So it rained, but it didn't stop anyone from showing up on the 4th of July. Tell you that. Yep, 4th of July.
How did... Oh, my goodness.
Got him. Got him. Hey, I'll tell you, your shirt, wow. There's so much pattern on them. Like you're wearing a wallpaper.
Oh, man. All right, everybody.
I love you, Taylor. I love you, Taylor.
Everybody,
What's up?
let me tell you how my day's gone. I want to tell everybody how my day went.
Please, how are you? And how was your day?
I woke up at 4 a.m. and I had a
booger.
client at 5, 6, wait. Yeah, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then I had an hour from 1 to get downtown Houston at 2. Then I had to get back. I messed up, man.
You did. You messed up wearing that shirt.
I messed up. Let me tell you how my day was a couple days ago.
Go ahead. Tell everybody how
I
your day
woke up
was.
at 4. It was 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 for clients. Then I went downtown. I had an hour. I was nervous. I got down there. I had to do a TV show thing. Then I had to get back to this side of town to do another thing at
It was a whole lot of dingling.
5. At 5.
That's what you're saying. So your clients, each hour, 9, 10, how do you kick them out?
How do
Because if you
I
have,
don't
it's from
kick
9 to
anyone
10,
out.
and do they come right after, like at 10?
Oh, yeah. And some people get there 15 minutes early.
So you pretty much say, hey, it's 9:59, you got to get out.
No, I don't say it like that. I have everything timed, so whenever I program everything for everybody, I know how long it's going to take, and I know how long they're going to be underneath each repetition. So if you're doing a squat, I know how long I'm instructing them to go down, to come up, and I know the length of time that it's going to take.
I want to see this. I want to see this filmed.
Filmed?
Yep.
Okay.
I want to see if your time's on point.
Yeah, it is.
I remember the last time I worked out with you.
You worked out with me as like a personal workout.
Don't say it like that. It sounds kind of creepy.
It was a personal workout.
Not like that, guys. Don't stop it.
It was personal.
They're going to start thinking something, especially that was
That's not how these things go. But yeah. No, that's how you have to do that stuff to stay on track, to make sure that everybody's taken care of.
How do you stay on track?
With what?
It
in
is so
general?
hard. You know, it is so hard to stay on track.
I got
and on time. How do you manage that? This is just a lesson, you know. I'm just asking you this because it might be
I
for the
got my
entrepreneurs out
handy
there.
dandy calendar.
Okay.
So like, you go through and then and that's just sketch. And when people go out of town or when things start happening, everything's in my calendar. And I make sure that whenever I put anything in my calendar, that I schedule multiple reminders because I know myself and I know how busy I get. So I always have a 10-minute reminder, an hour reminder, a 1-day reminder. And that way I'm constantly, it's always in my face. It's always going off on my phone.
That's true. Yeah, I got you. I actually have to start using that. I don't know what program you're using or just regular Google Calendar.
Just regular Google Calendar, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Time management.
Time management.
It's hard to master time.
It is hard.
It's probably the one of the hardest
okay, I
thing.
want to say something. Everything in life is as difficult as you want it to be.
Okay.
Period. Did you see my post out on Facebook or Instagram today?
I see you were wearing a red shirt.
Did you read it? You don't take the time to read my post, do you? See? That's right.
Unfortunately, guys, I did not read his post. I did see him wear his red shirt. And
So
I said, you know what? I don't like that
essentially what
shirt.
I said was that, scheduling time or scheduling things can be tough if you want it to be, but you don't necessarily need to have strong willpower for anything that you're adding into your schedule, and you don't or to say no or to say it. What you need is typically, or what you should try to master first, is your train of thought. If you tell yourself you're going to do something, don't think about anything else, period. That's it. That's done. It's done. It's already going to happen, right? Worry about everything else later. And know that you have a process. That process is, this is not official, it's not legitimate unless it's in your calendar. If it's not in your calendar, it doesn't exist. If there wasn't a photo taken, it doesn't exist. If it's not written, it doesn't exist. It might exist in your memory, but how good is that?
Yeah.
It might be great when your kid was born. You might remember that. You might remember your wedding day. Big things. But do you remember that guy you talked to yesterday that you told him that you were going to call him back today at 2, but you didn't write it down anywhere and you didn't write down his number and you're not necessarily... Do you remember that?
Did that happen to me?
Yeah.
Don't be pulling my leg now. I don't remember that.
You didn't call him, did you?
Who was it?
Seth. Not break room Seth. The dude with the shaggy hair.
No, I don't know.
At the shop. He was a customer.
If that really happened and you're not pulling my leg, you're playing with me.
I'm not.
Shaggy hair.
Seth. He paid you.
He paid me.
Yeah. You don't have it in your calendar?
What is it about?
The payment?
Yeah.
Or the calendar?
What is his business? What did he come and pay me for?
I don't know what he paid you for. It's not in my calendar.
Okay, that just shows you that there's a lot of imperfection in business.
There is a lot of imperfection in business because that
I am
didn't really
me.
happen, but he would have known if that happened or
you-
didn't happen
You a jerk!
if he would have looked at his
That is-
calendar.
Yo, seriously, you're playing with me?
Yeah.
Freaking jerk.
Serves you
I'm
right.
gonna say it, you damn asshole.
I'm an asshole. It's already out there. It's done.
Dude, I was starting to worry. I was like, I can't be falling off that bad to not remember this.
I was looking at your eyes.
Yes, no, you got me really good.
But the
Holy
calendar
crap.
is important, you
It
know?
is. You just made a
And-
valid point. It is very important because honestly, the biggest pet peeve that I have is not putting things in my calendar.
Yeah.
I think
It's
that
a
I can
pet peeve.
remember everything in my mind. And I think you probably heard me say this too. It's like, I have something tomorrow at 8:30. I don't know what it is, but I remember
Yeah.
I have something at 8:30 tomorrow. I just don't remember it.
Yep. You ever been in that moment where you start scrolling through your text messages trying to figure out what it is?
Yeah.
You start looking, well, it wasn't you. Well, I didn't do anything with you. I didn't schedule anything. And then you start getting more. And look at all the time that takes.
That's true.
All
it does
you
take
have
a lot
to
of
do
time.
when you're with somebody, write it down, period. And this same principle, by the way, can be applied when you're meeting people, networking. Have a contact card. I've got a contact card. You can write down little unique traits about them and all that jazz. When people come in, I write down their kids' names, their ages, their birth dates, all that jazz. That's a part of this process. Why? Because people like it when you care enough to actually go through that so that way you remember stuff about them. If you don't remember things about people, and they have to keep reminding you over and over and over again, you lose rapport, you lose relationship status. They don't think that you really care about them. Maybe you're just a dollar sign or another, a penny going in the piggy bank. Maybe you're another piggy over there waiting for it to get slaughtered and be turned into bacon. I don't know. But if you go through these extra steps to show that you care.
I like bacon.
I like bacon too.
I'm on a keto diet right now talking about bacon. I'm eating a lot of bacon. Sorry to stop you from your speech, but I like bacon.
I like bacon too.
Hey, all I know is this, man. This right here, this segment we just had, this little conversation, it's to prove a point. It was not just a bunch of bullshit talk, but it was actually to prove a point that this is a problem. This is a real problem for a lot of people out there. He came up with the solution. Problem, solution. Easy said than done, right? I can say I can do it, but man, you got to put that into practice.
You do.
And you can't change it overnight. You just keep on doing it slowly. You know what I mean? But yeah, I have a problem. He presented a solution. I heard a solution. Great point. Hope everyone that's listening to our show right now, the audience that do plug in and stay tuned, remember that. These are valuable information for being an entrepreneur, you know what I mean? Or not just an entrepreneur, but just a day-to-day basis, you know what I mean? You train your mind to keep track like this. I mean, we had 1,000 things going on, and I can't remember everything. But if you write it down and go back to it and review it, it's definitely helpful. But I wanted to ask you also, okay? How was your 4th of July?
It was Murphy.
Tell everybody about it's a Murphy.
Hey, everybody. So, the 4th of July was pretty great. There was only one part of the 4th of July that wasn't all that great, and that was the pie. And I had to do pie eating contest. And,
That was funny. I swear, I thought you couldn't breathe.
So
You were like,
either or. So, the 4th started off with Son and I doing the Murph Challenge.
the Murph Challenge.
For those of you that don't know what the Murph Challenge is, the Murph Challenge was something that was put into play after Michael Murphy's death. Michael Murphy was on SEAL team with Marcus Luttrell. Most of you know him from the movie Lone Survivor or from his phenomenal story. Well, Michael Murphy was a part of his team, and he was trying to call for help, and he needed to get to a taller ridge and to get to a clearing. Well, risking his life, he did that, and he was unfortunately gunned down, and he wasn't able to make it. So what Michael Murphy did every day was he would wake up and he'd put on a 20-pound weight vest, and he would go or his gear, and he would go for a 1-mile run. He would then do 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 squats, and then another mile run. And that was his daily practice, which was inspirational not only to others but to his team as well. So to carry on Murphy's legacy, people for a very long time now have been doing what is now deemed the Murph Challenge. So we will be doing a Murph Challenge annually every year called the MC Murph Challenge, Montgomery County Murph Challenge. That will be being done at the Montgomery County Veterans Memorial Park. That will be being done from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. And it's wonderful.
Wait, time again?
5 a.m. to 8 a.m.
What's wrong with you, Taylor?
What do you mean?
We're not all robots.
It's about getting up to show your support.
We did it around 8 o'clock.
Reveille.
We did it around 8. And we got done at 10?
No, we didn't do it at 8.
What time did we do it at?
We did it at 9. We got done around 10.
That's impossible. We finished the Murph in about an hour?
Yeah. That's including the drive.
That's impossible.
It's not impossible. Some people get it done in 40 minutes.
That's incredible. Like I'm
Yeah.
like, man, I'm like dumbfounded right now. Really?
Yeah.
So
We did pretty
but
good.
hold on, but you explained the Murph challenge. Now tell them the 4th of July, the experience. Take them through it.
The experience
Yes.
of doing the Murph.
Yes.
Guys, so the Murph is pretty tough. I mean, it is. I mean, it's tough to for a lot of people to run a mile in general, but to have a little extra weight on your back for your muscles, your joints, it's definitely a different experience.
Yes.
But you know what's even more of a different experience? It's actually doing it at the Veterans Memorial Park. It's passing the names on the wall. It's passing the line. It's passing the badges. It's passing all of it. It's passing all the monuments and all of the flags and doing it right there in the presence of all of that spirit.
Yes.
That's phenomenal.
It is. It is. And I'm going to tell you, man, big shout out to Conroe. They did an amazing job. Incredible on how that memorial park looked.
Sure did.
The monument, the statue, everything about it, the detail. It's beautiful. If you guys haven't been out there, make sure you guys go check it out. If you're going, was it 2854, make a right on Freedom Fest. Not Freedom Fest. Freedom Road, right?
2850.
Old Montgomery
go down
Road.
Metcalf.
Is it Metcalf?
And then you turn down on Freedom Boulevard.
Is that Metcalf? No, that's Old Montgomery Road, right? Yeah, Old Montgomery Road.
No.
Yeah, Metcalf is going the other way towards downtown.
Well, if you take Old Montgomery Road, you take it to the feeder, and you take the feeder down to the park. If you take Metcalf past Johnson Supply House, and then you turn right on the street immediately following Johnson
Either
Supply.
or, get straight to the point. Is in Montgomery
Google
County?
it.
No, Montgomery County parking lot. Montgomery Library parking lot. Correct. If you know how to get to the library, just park in the parking lot and get there. What would you have something to say?
Our guest is here, everybody. Who's ready for our guest? Say woo woo. Woo woo. Did you hear that?
Oh my goodness! Is it time for our guest already?
Oh, he just walked right through the door, barging in, whipping around these
Boom.
packets.
Door just opened. Did you hear that? Clap,
Huh.
clap.
What was that? Oh, that was the door shutting.
That was the door shut. He's here
You
now.
hear that?
Okay, guys, we're gonna go and take a quick break, and we'll be back.
See you guys soon.
Hey, this is Wayne Green, your host for Radio Wayne, Spoke and More. Each Saturday from 5 to 7 p.m., I'll be playing folk, singer-songwriter, Americana, blues, bluegrass, classic country, Cajun Zydeco, Celtic swing, and whatever else seems to fit. Once again, that's Radio Wayne, Spoke and More, every Saturday from 5 to 7 p.m. on Lone Star Community Radio.
Hey there, everybody. I'm Taylor Cobian with the OC Wellness in Conroe, Texas, and I'd like to start this off with a question. What's the most important part of your health? That's right, psychology. If your mind isn't in it, then you aren't in it, and that's the biggest part of my job, increasing your drive, energy, and personal happiness. While I'm looking for people experiencing chronic disease, pain, and fatigue, the first step to helping these people, aka you, is by assessing their and your mentality. The information and marketing out there can tend to lead you down a dark rabbit hole, but you've got to remember that your mind and body are what? An original. And you are the what? The captain. Together that's original captain, and that's what the OC stands for. Do you know anyone who visits the chiropractor but still doesn't experience lasting relief? If so, please send them my way. I'm Taylor Cobian, owner of the OC Wellness, reminding you to keep your health and wellness original.
What is homelessness? Have you seen parents struggle to find a job without having transportation or childcare? What about the children sleeping in cars with nothing to eat? Families shouldn't have to struggle to survive, and children should not be homeless. Family Promise of Montgomery County serves the needs of homeless families and their children. Learn about ways you can help and learn about partnership opportunities at www.familypromiseofmc.org or call our day center at 936-441-8778.
What is up, everybody? We are here with the notorious Isaiah Lopez.
Isaiah.
Who's Isaiah with?
Notorious. No, don't mess it up. Hey, look,
messed
guys,
it up.
got a GoPro.
It's not.
Hey, forget the GoPro. Want to welcome Isaiah. He's a friend of ours. We call him Isaiah Lopez. Zay's Dulce, a.k.a. Conroe's Candyman.
Conroe Candyman.
You got to say it 3 times in the dark.
Yeah, and I'll pop up and have the candy.
That's exactly it.
Nothing bad will happen.
Nothing
Nothing
bad will
bad.
happen. That's it. We'll probably give you some
Probably have
cavity,
a-
but
probably
that's
have a-
it.
Yeah, toothache or stomach ache.
Stomachache, yeah.
Yeah, but it's not gonna butcher anybody. But I'm gonna tell you, man, I have known Isaiah for about, I would say, 6 months.
Yeah, since I
have-
started doing everything.
Yep, 6 months. Man, this guy got an incredible story. I love.
Wait,
his
wait,
hustle.
wait, wait, wait.
Wait.
Tell us your story, Isaiah.
Hold on. Don't tell us your story.
I want to
yet.
know how you
Isaiah?
came up. Why'd you start selling
Nah,
candy?
don't even start that yet. Don't
I
listen
want
to
to
this
know.
gentleman.
Don't. He
Hey,
said I was a gentleman.
this is his show. Okay, Isaiah, please introduce yourself. Let everybody. I can't pronounce your name, the company's name at all.
Yeah, you're fine. Basically, my name's Isaiah Lopez. The company that I started is Zay's Dulces. Just basically candy and snacks, other stuff that I make too. But everything that I'm known for doing this is candy. So that's where.
Dulce. What does that
Well,
mean?
Dulces is candy in Spanish.
Okay, because I wouldn't know that. You know, I'm Asian,
Yeah.
so
Hey, but I mean.
we call that scrub crawl.
Yeah, I can't say that.
See,
Wait. Sklop claw? Did I say it right?
scrub
Scro?
crawl.
Craw.
Yep.
Nah, nope.
Scrub
Can't do
claw.
that.
So dulces. Do I have to put the S
Dulces.
at the end?
Dulces.
Dual.
Dulces.
Dulces.
Yeah.
Dulces.
Dulces.
Dul- See,
Yeah.
I still can't say it.
Dulces.
Dulces.
You're not rolling your R with it.
It's just dulces.
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 Yeah.
Dulces.
Act like you're blowing up a balloon. Dulces.
Dulces.
That was nice. It was nice.
Zes dulces. Dulces.
It was somewhat like
Okay.
a seductive Old Spice commercial.
Ella.
Isaiah, I want to know how you started.
Oh my goodness.
Why candy? Why Zay's Dulces?
All right, so basically, I always wanted to do something that wasn't everybody was doing it. So basically, when I was on social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, there were just people making different candy. They were making like using the chamoy sauce, which is like the base of using like making this type of candy with like tahini, which is like seasoning for fruit and stuff you find at HEB. I was seeing how people were making it, and I was like, oh, that must be easy. And then I saw how people were selling it, and I saw this company in Houston. They're called Yum Yum Candy. They sell it out of a liquor store, it's a Mexican liquor store. They like a real big thing. A lot of Mexican rappers, and like famous people go by there. And they buy the candy, and I was like, man, if they're making a lot of money doing that, I was like, it must be pretty good. So I was like, let me try and make it myself. I went to HEB, spent about $50-$60. Got the base of ingredients, and I was like, this can't be this easy. So I was making it. The first ones I ever did were these gushers, which is everybody loves them, and the peach rings, and then also the watermelon. So these 3 were my first ones I ever made, and are actually my best sellers now. But as I was making the sauce, I was like, I don't want it to be too sour. I don't want it to be too hot. I don't want it to be too sweet. I wanted to find the perfect mix. So it took me a few tries to find like the perfect mix, color, flavor, and everything. So I made some for the house. My wife loved it. She's like in love with the watermelon one. She loves them. She eats them all the time. But then I was like, man, I want other people's opinions. First, it started off with some family members which eat this like all the time. Then it started off with coworkers where I was working at, and once I took it to them, they loved it. They're like, man, this is better than what I bought at the store last week. And I was like, man, don't say that. I was like, you're getting me hyped up.
I know, right?
And then I was there, and then an older guy that I worked with, he was like, man, you ever thought about selling this? Like, why can't you sell it? I was like, I'm not going to sell it. No one's going to want to buy this. Why would I want to sell something that no one's going to buy? And then he's like, no, try it. Post it, see if we can do it. Got home, talked to my wife. I was talking to her. It's like, do you think I should sell this? She's like, well, can you make enough? I was like, well, let's try it. Took a test run. I bought some bags on Amazon. I was, let's see what I can do. I made like maybe 4 different candies, 5 of each, sold out the same day. And I was like, wow. I was like, okay. And then kept doing it, bought a little bit more. First time I ever spent like $300 trying to restock everything was the first time I was like, man, I'm about to lose all this money. It was a waste of everything. That $300 ended up turning up to like almost $800 in profit. So when I saw that, I said, and it took me a week to make that, and I said, wow, that's like somebody's job working 40 hours a week made $800, and it only took me about 2 days to make the candy and 4 days to sell it. So I was like, man, you know what? Why can't I just do this part-time, but as like a side business? So as the weeks went by, more orders started coming in. People started recognizing it. Son recognized it, and had other friends just trying to pick up on it, spread the name. So it built up from Conroe to going to the Woodlands to Spring to now to Houston. So now everything that I've been doing has been self-promoted. Everything on my Instagram page has been all by me. Snapchat, Facebook, everything I've done. And it's been pretty crazy.
What's your best social platform?
Snapchat, to be honest.
Yeah?
Yeah, because for some reason, I guess, like, I post on there because when I'm making the candy, I'll post when it's done, post when I'm bagged it, post when it's ready. And then people will hit me up right away. They're like, hey, can you drop some off? Or, hey, can you deliver? Or, hey, can I meet you somewhere? And I'm like, yeah. So I'll just meet them up using it that way. And then after that, it's Facebook, then Instagram. So those three are the main ones that I use to communicate with anybody that wants the candy itself.
So are you happy at this point that you decided to take the jump?
When I was nervous, when I did it, it was about, I think, I started in September of 2020. And I was still working at T-Mobile, which is like, I loved the job. It was fun. And I was a good salesman. Like, I made pretty good money there. I killed it there every month. But it got to a point where the selling turned into more of not a job, but more of like, it was either sell something or you're going to lose your job. And I didn't like that. It was a different environment once they merged from T-Mobile and Sprint. So after that, it didn't feel like how it used to be. I was like, I didn't like it. I wasn't happy. I was working from like 50 to 60 hours almost because either some places wouldn't have people working and I would have to work because I would have to close a sale or something, and I would get home late. So I didn't like it. And then with working that, I would still be selling the candy too. So I would work T-Mobile from 10 to 5, 10 to 6, get off at 6, sell candy to like 12 and go home, make candy, and it was just an everyday routine. And then after that, I went to a wedding with family, and they were like telling me like, man, your candy's good. Like, we can sell it over here. Like, if you send us the candy, we'll sell it for you. Because my uncle had a tent shop, or he still does. He's like, I'll buy a whole bunch right now. I'm going to sell it for you. And then I'll see how it goes. I was like, okay, if you do that. And then him being like his own business as well, he was like, man, you need to quit your job. I was like, don't say that. Like, I was like, I don't want to quit my job. I was like, I don't want that financial security of like benefits and everything, leaving a good job and then turn into like, what if some people stop buying the candy? Then I'm screwed. And then we talked about it for a while, and then I'm like, you know what? It's not gonna go out of style. No one's gonna stop buying candy, because the way that someone broke it down to me is it's food. I mean, Son knows everybody's gonna keep coming back if the food's good, the quality's good. Everybody's gonna keep buying it.
Yep.
So with that in place, I was like, you know what? Once I got back from the wedding, I had a little couple of days to get back. I was like, man, you know what? I'll put my 2 weeks in. So once I did that, people were like, man, you're quitting? Like, do you think you make enough? I was like, well, think of it like this. If I can make $1,000 in 5 days, can you imagine what I can do in 30 days if I sell it as much as I did? And the first time I did that, I made $7,000 in 1 month. And that's when I was like, wow. At T-Mobile, most I made in 1 month was like 48. So I basically almost doubled what I had. And I was like, man, that's crazy. So me doing this, it's not scary. It's just more like the time you got to put in to do it.
Yeah.
So how you were talking about time management and trying to get everything together, I completely understand. Like, I literally had to buy a calendar on my, like, when I'm making the candy, it's literally out there. So I have the days I go to Son's house or Son's place to set up, or like events on the weekend. I have it placed on time, date, and what days I need to make candy. Because, I mean, some days I sell out everything one day, or some days I have everything still because people are like, oh, I'll meet you Friday, or hey, I'll meet you the next day or something. So I still have the candy just with me, just waiting to get picked up.
Man, you got so big now. You got local Houston rappers, local celebrity hitting you up for candy. And that's a big thing in Texas. You know, I feel like your hustle is so hard. You know what I mean? Like, you took that leap of faith. You knowing that, shoot, if I put my 2 weeks in, what if it don't go well? You know what I mean? Everybody hype me up. You know what I mean? You got that in the back of your head.
Yeah.
But you still went at it. You know what I mean? And especially Your product sells itself, man.
Yeah.
You take one bite, you take one lick. That's all it takes. That's it. You
Thank you.
addicted. It's not crack, but it's close to crack.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
I mean, I've had people tell me that like it's basically like, I mean, I've never done drugs where I'm like addicted to something, so I've never done that. But people are like, man, this is like a legal drug. It's like legal addiction.
Yep.
And I'm like, thank you. I was like, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, I guess the way you put it. But I mean, when I started it, it was like, man, hopefully it's good enough to like sell. But then when I started it was like my first candy competition.
Oh,
it was
man,
in
yeah.
January. That's where it hit me. Where like, man, there was like literally like 15
There's
people.
candy competition.
Yes, and it's crazy. I didn't know that. I didn't know that was even a thing until I got into like candy is a different world. It's crazy. Like food truck industry, like that's a different world too. But get into like candy. There's literally when I did that competition, there's 15 other people that did this, and I was like, dang, I thought I was like maybe 1 out of 5 that did it in Houston. There's so many people. They have different stuff that they do. They'll do fruit and candy, or they'll do candy and mixed bowls and all kinds of stuff. Me doing it the way I do it like this isn't like new. There's like 5 other people that literally do it this way in bags. But the reason why I do it in bags is because it keeps it fresh. They're sealed. They're smell proof, but it's also because if you put it in plastic containers, it's not sealed all the way sometimes. So basically, though, either the plastic cracks or it gets old, it gets nasty. These I've had some candy I've tested. I've had it for 5 to 6 months. Still tastes great. So basically, I had gummy bears, lifesavers, and gushers. I feel like they tasted way better after time. Like after like a week, they taste like amazing. You think they taste good now when they're the first made?
So it's like bourbon and whiskey.
Basically,
The longer it aged, the better.
that's
it
what I tell people it's like like wine.
Aged dulces.
Ooh.
Basically, it's like that. Like I'll have peach rings that have been sitting, like in my like crate that I keep it in for like 2 weeks, and I feel like they're way better than ones I just made last night. And,
Really?
Mm-hmm. And
So
like
you got peach ring, gusher,
and watermelon and Skittles.
watermelon. Is that the gummy worm? No, that's watermelon.
That's watermelon. Yeah. I just brought these in because these are the ones that started everything. This is one that made me what I am. And then also at the candy competition, I was real nervous. So I was like real basic.
Walk us through that.
Yeah.
Oh, the first one?
Yep, the first competition.
All right, so going to that first competition, it was based on different candy that you had to make. So of course it was Gushers, Skittles, and I think peach rings. Like it was 3 different ones that you had to make, and then there was a freestyle that you can throw in. At the time, I had a freestyle, but the freestyle I did was a pickle wrapped with fruit roll-up and my sauce and everything, and it's a loaded pickle. And when I first did that itself sells itself. Like it's a weird combination, but it's like those trends on TikTok where like this doesn't match with this, but put it together and it tastes amazing.
Mustard and watermelon.
Yeah, something like that. So like I didn't think about it, but then somebody was like send me, like I had 3 people send me the same video of the fruit roll-up pickle. And I was like, man, you know what? Let me go ahead and try it. My sauce and my seasoning, I bet you it tastes amazing. It does. So I was like, I'm gonna throw that into the freestyle competition. The way the competition was set up was they gave you a number. They gave you containers for each candy that you had, and then that one freestyle competition candy that you turn in. The judges that were there were I don't even know who Chingo Bling is.
Nope.
Houston rapper. It was his wife. This guy named Scarface. He does like a michelada mix, and he races trucks, and he's a really nice dude. He helps out a lot of people. Yum Yum Candy, which is the main candy seller like this in Houston. And then there's another one, I forgot what she did, but there was 4 judges, and you got to make enough for each one of the judges. So I did. So there, all 15 of us turned it in. It took them about like an hour to like check everything, test it out. I didn't place in that one, but it's because it was my first one. Everybody else had everything set up, like they knew what they were doing. I literally, if you saw my table and how it looked, it was just a basic table with baskets and a poster board for my sign. That was it. Everybody else had their own custom tent, custom sign, custom table cover, nice racks and everything like that. I was just like a basic
You
pop
didn't
up.
place.
I didn't place it all, but I wasn't like let down because it was the first one. I mean, I was like understand like I was just trying it out, see what it did. But what caught me was at the end of the competition when I was packing up, 2 of the judges came to me. It was Yum Yum Candy, which is the main people, and Scarface. Scarface is a big dude to like. If you can impress him, he'll go a long way to help you out. What happened was they loved my candy, they loved the Gushers and the Skittles, and they loved the pickle that I made. So when they did that, they're like, man, can you make us a pickle? Like, we want to take it home. So I was thinking, I was like, why would they want it? And I didn't realize who it was. And they're like, man, this was like the best thing we had in the competition. The only reason why you didn't place in that part was because the presentation like was just basic. Other people threw in flags, they threw extra candy and everything else. I just laid out the pickle, did what I usually do in an order, and just did it like that. But the thing is, I didn't know it was based on presentation. I thought it was just flavor and taste. That was my bad. But for them to say that at the end, it made me feel like, man, they recognized it. They didn't even know my name. They just knew the number. So they went around each booth at the end. They were like, hey, did you make that? Hey, did you make that? And I was like, yeah, I did. And that's where I was like, man, like, they like it. So I was like, okay. Took that home, and I was like, okay, I'll let it simmer. I was like, okay, I did good on that part personally. So I always wanted to make sure I did better the next time.
Yeah.
So fast forward, I think 2 months later, there was another candy competition. So I was a little bit more into it. I was making good sales, and I was killing it. Went to that one. There was celebrity judges there, too. There was Carlos Coy, which is SPM's sons. Both of them were there. And then I had OBS Candy, which is like the veteran. He's the one that started this 2 years ago. And he started in Dallas and then Houston as well. And he's really good. Don't get me wrong, but I'll go back to that in a minute. Actually, there's a backstory on there. And there was two more. There's a Diva, which is like she's a Houston sponsor for like clothes and stuff like that. But there was a lot of people there. When I did that competition, it was like crazy because I wasn't like cocky with it. I wasn't like, man, I'm gonna win. I was like, I know I'm gonna win, but I had it ready. I had presentation ready. I knew what candy I was gonna make. I knew everything I was gonna do. Like already, I was ready. As soon as they got us there, they're like, oh, you can sell your candy too. And then once everything starts, we'll start turning it in. I was like, okay. So I made everything fresh there. So as soon as everything started coming up, I turned everything in. Had flags placed, had placement mats, everything ready. I was more nervous towards the end because I had people trying it, and I could see their faces trying it, and I was like, man. I was like, I really hope they like it. And it got to the end where that one I won second place.
Wow.
So that one was like, man.
Out of how many competitors?
12.
12 competitors.
12. And like, I was crazy. I was like, man, like, at that point, I was like, man, I got a whole plaque, and I was like surprised. I was like, man. And then what really caught me again was how you said I met these celebrities and everything. Carlos Coy, which is SPM's son, he caught me at the end. It was like, man. I was like, can I buy some candy from you? Like, we loved your candy. I was like, yeah. So he bought the candy I put in for the competition. I was like, man, I was like, that's crazy. I'm over here taking pictures with them, and I was like freaking out for a second. I was like, man, for someone to recognize you is like
It's
a
so
big
real,
thing.
right?
Yeah,
It's
I didn't expect it, and so I left it there at that point, and then it was already time to go. So I packed everything up, and then ever since then, it's just been blowing up. Like the people that were there tagged me in their pictures on Instagram, had me on Facebook, and then it just started growing.
So back to your first competition, when you didn't place at all. How did it make you feel?
I was like let down. I feel like I feel like I messed up. Basically, I felt like I should have done better, but I was like, it was the first one. I was like, I never knew how none of this was going. Like, I literally had just started in September. Like, so I wasn't even fully into it yet. Even in December or January, I was barely making sales. I was making like $1,500, $2,000 a month in the candy sales. So I wasn't like perfect on anything. So when I didn't place, I was like, it's cool. I was like, I'm not gonna worry about it. I was mad because I thought I could have at least won one of the categories, at least the gushers, because that's where I sell the most. But it was cool. I just left it alone.
So you went from not placing to taking second at the next competition.
Yeah.
So what Pitbull says is, was never failure, is always a learning lesson. You know what I mean? And you learn by, oh man, I didn't know you had to put flags up, presentation and stuff like that, and you were ready for the second time.
Yeah, because I like literally I asked them because like every time there's a competition they tag you in a group text on Instagram.
Yeah.
And they always put you there to make sure like the rules are there, or what's gonna be presentation, or what you need to do. This one was a lot better because they didn't have specific candy. They just said turn in at least 3 candies and then 1 freestyle or something that you want to turn in. So that was like, okay, I can put my best candy and my best thing that I can make on the side. So, okay, cool. I was like, the other one was really specific on you have to turn this in, and if you have this, turn this in. If you can't, then it'll help you win if you don't place it or if you don't put it in. So I was like, I don't want to do that then. This one was a lot better. I like the people that did it. It was Trap Sauce. They do like a michelada mix, and they're really cool people. That's a great, the lady that runs it, she's really good. They do a lot of events in Houston. They do like a lot of pop-ups. I like doing their stuff, but it's a little bit of a drive. They always invite me, but Sometimes I go. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I'll just go visit and see what they have. So, but not bad.
Man, not even a year yet, and you're out there already, all over Houston,
Yeah.
Conroe, Springs, Woodlands, and took second place in the competition. That right there just shows the drive that you have and what you do, what you love. You know what I mean? And you don't have to worry about getting fired. You know what I mean? You go to T-Mobile, you don't make the sales, you're gonna get fired. You get that. I hate going to work and having that feeling, right?
Yeah, that was the main thing. Like I hated going to work thinking like, man, if I don't sell one thing today, like they're gonna say, why didn't you do it, or why didn't you do this? Like there was always a reason why. I was like, nah, I don't want to be that person. So when I did this, like I felt like I'm on control of everything. So I know what's being made, how much is being made. So like back to like the second competition where the OBS candy where I was talking about. He's like the veteran. He started this years ago. He started doing at truck meets and everything like that for like you say taquaches, which is the drop truck.
Did he have the haircut?
Yes, he did.
Oh, you know what a taquache is?
Nope.
Okay, make sure you Google Houston taquache.
Okay.
But basically, he was in that little trend of people.
Yep.
Which is fine. But the thing what he had was he was the name and he was the face. So wherever he went, he would bring his candy. He would be the person there.
Yeah.
But what he started doing was having people make his candy, and like he would pay them to make it. He would have his friends or whatever make it. He would pay it. I don't like doing it. A lot of people tell me like, "Well, why don't you get your brother or sister to help you make it, or get somebody or pay somebody to make it?" I don't want to. It's not the fact that I'm scared to do it. I'm more the quality,
the consistency.
Every time I make it, it's the same reaction. Everybody that's new that gets it, they love it. Like I literally had somebody that tell me like, "Man, like it tastes the same way as I bought it 2 months ago."
Yep.
It's because I made it. Like don't get me wrong, my wife can make it too. She's the only person I can trust. Like if I'm too tired or something, she'll go in and make it like without hesitation. But if someone asks me to make it, like let's say my brother or my sister comes up, they can make it too, but they have to watch me first. And I have to make sure they do it because it's either they put too much on there or too less. And I don't want people to think like, oh man, last time it was like way more stuff on there. Why isn't there this? I don't want them to say that.
Or it's not as wet as the other time.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I definitely understand that. You know what? Before we get further ahead, let's give a big shout out to your wife. You know, who stuck with you through this big ass leap you did. You know what I mean?
She was the one that told me to quit. Like she wanted me to quit.
She's a smart woman. What's her name?
Yeah.
Cameron.
Cameron?
Yeah.
Hey, big shout out to Cameron. You're a smart woman.
Cameron.
Yeah.
Smart woman.
Yeah,
Behind most men is a smart
And she helps
woman.
a lot. Like she helps a lot because like we have 3 kids.
Yeah.
So that was the one thing that really set me. Like I didn't want to mess up. Like if I stopped making the money I was making, that was consistent. Like how am I gonna take care of the kids? But I was like, you know what? I'll make at least $100 a day, I'm good. But if I make more, that makes more. That's fine. But that's what caught me was like when I was averaging like $250 a day when I would sell the candy, that adds up pretty quick. So that all goes all back into the candy and everything. Like most of it's not even my money, like profit wise. Like I don't go buy new clothes, new toys or anything like that. Like everything goes back to this because it gets to a point where I want it to be more. Like I want to have be like Son, have a food truck, but there's stuff I have to do to get that. Like I have to sell enough to purchase that big item, and then also make for have money for myself to pay bills and everything like that too.
How old are you?
25.
25 years old.
25 and thinking like you do.
I know. Like listen to the mentality of this young gentleman. You know what I mean? The way you think. Your actions and everything. You're a man with 3 kids and married, and to get into something like this, leaving corporate America,
Taking control of your destiny.
that's kind of scary. You know
It
what I mean?
is. Like
And
it was.
What was your biggest why?
Biggest why?
Yep. Why did you do it?
Why did I want to do it?
Because a lot of people have a reason why they did it and why they started.
I don't know. I wanted to have something for myself. I wanted to have something that meant something. That I don't know. I wanted something that if they saw the name of this, like, they knew who it was. Like for the beginning of when I started doing this, I never posted a picture of me. Never wanted to be that person that was like, oh yeah, he sells the candy. I never wanted to be any type of fame or any type of celebrity. I never wanted to do that. Even in high school, I never wanted to be the popular kid. I never wanted to be the person that was the best on the sports team or whatever. Well, when I started doing this, they got to the point where people started recognizing me even without seeing the name. Like they saw me, like, hey, you sell candy, right? I'll be in Sam's, Walmart randomly, not even having my hat on. They're like, man, you make candy, right? I'm like, yeah. It's like, man, I've been looking for you all week. And I'm like, oh, thanks. I was like, here's my number. I was like, if you need anything, just call me. I was
They
like,
didn't Twitch or nothing, right?
nah, I was just like,
They were like, hey man,
no,
I'm
one
having a
time,
relapse. I'm having a
no,
relapse.
one time, this guy, it was in Sam's. I walked by him and his wife, and I saw them talking, and I was like, okay, I'm not in their conversation. I was getting what I needed, and I walked down the next aisle, and then he runs around the corner. He's like, hey, you sell the Gushers, right? I said, yeah. He's like, man, you have some money? I said, nah, I didn't bring them today. They're at home. He's like, man, I need some. I was like, I'll be at Sans on Friday. Came to Sans on Friday. Got him.
Bro.
Like, they know, like, I don't know, it's weird. It's not like a celebrity status. It's just weird, like, I never had nobody ever come up to me unless I didn't know them. Like,
Bro, the market, Conroe needs you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Conroe needs you. You, for candy, can put Conroe on the map, and you are doing that by the work that you're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of stuff, everybody loves it. People come back and back week after week after week. It's just like grocery. Shit, I ran out of grocery. I need to go restock.
I know,
you know
like,
what I mean?
like I have people that I have people that will buy like 5 or 6 bags. That doesn't sound like a lot, but you gotta think like this.
That's a lot.
This
Sounds
right
like
here,
a lot to me.
This right here is 5
'Cause you don't
bags
eat
of candy. This right here is 5 bags of candy. I have people that buy double this, 10 bags,
That's
and they'll
nuts.
eat this one day, eat this one day, and eat the rest one day. Easy, and then that's just in a week. The next week they're like, hey, can I get 10 more? I'm like, yeah, go ahead. As long as I have it, I don't care. Like, I don't care if you sell me out, you buy me out, that's cool. I'll just make more. I'm not even worried about it. But I have people that'll buy 20 bags, 30 bags.
No, do they sell it or do they eat it?
No,
they eat it.
They eat it.
Like we eat it. We enjoy it.
Like I have this girl. I'm not gonna say her name, but she's on Instagram or on Snapchat. She likes the candy, and she's like, she buys the 20 bags. I have a deal. If you buy 20 bags, it's $80. Save you $20.
That's a lot of saving right there.
So basically, you buy 20 bags. What she does is that she has friends that come over. She has a lot of friends that hang out with her, and like they see the candy, like, oh, here, she'll give it to them. She's nice. She's like, yeah, I'll let my friends eat it.
Talking about
That's
that, on our trip to Florida,
Oh yeah,
I bought a whole like
it
bag
was like
full.
$120.
It was heavy. I remember your
Yeah.
daughter talking about it.
Bro, like Florida doesn't have something like this, or not that I know of, but I brought it over there. I was like, hey man, Florida need to try this candy out. This is from Conroe, you know what I mean? This is from the Candy Man. Everybody loved it. We took it to the pool, sat there and eat it. The one thing I like about the candy is this: there's no wrong time to eat the candy. But the perfect time for me to eat the candy is that I'm sitting down. I know the right movie that's gonna play because I'm about to watch some anime. You know what I mean? Sit there watching anime and eating his bag of candy with a cold beer, maybe a michelada. You know what I mean? Because
It pairs nice with it.
it definitely pairs nice with it. Man, Isaiah, people that don't know who you are, and there's a lot of people that know who you are. To those who are listening that don't know who you are, drop your social media and where they can reach you.
Well, on any of the social media, I use Snapchat, like I said first. It's Zays_Dulces. And then same thing on Instagram, it's Zays_Dulces. And on Facebook, it's the same thing, Zays Dulces. And it'll pop up. If you don't find that, put my name, and it'll pop up there as well. Either one, it's fine.
Let me tell you, everybody enjoy this, no matter who you are and
Out
where you're
of
from.
how many people I've sold candy to, there's only 2 people that never liked it.
Forget you 2 people.
The only reason why they don't is because like they never ate it ever in their life, never this type of candy at all, which is fine.
Unbelievable.
But out of like the
What they eat, like crackers?
hundreds, out of like the hundreds, shit, I want to say thousands, people that have tried this already.
Yo,
it's
I'm a testament because we took it somewhere that's not your normal market, correct?
yeah.
Remember today?
Oh yeah, yeah.
It
yeah.
wasn't your normal market.
Yeah.
Bunch of older folks, you know what I mean? We're networking out there, introducing Isaiah to them. And they was like, what is that?
I brought some
Candy.
out. I mean, they tried it. I mean,
They were blown away.
yeah. I even have people commenting on the
Blown
pictures and
away.
stuff. They're like, man, I'm glad I tried it. Like flavor was great. Like it was nice. Like for someone to say that, like I'm not trying to say like I have a certain market that I try to hit. anybody's welcome to eat it. I don't care. Like,
Oh no, your market's to everybody.
like if anybody likes candy, I guarantee if you eat Gushers already, like normal bags from HEB or something, you eat mine, you're not gonna go back.
I think that if anybody likes candy, period, no matter your age,
Oh, my
race.
kids love it. My kids. Well, I mean, my kids wash it off, but they love it. They know I make candy. They know I sit there and make candy all the time. Like they're like, "Oh, Daddy, what are you doing?" "Oh, I make candy." "Oh, okay." And
This-
like they like watching me do it. So
This
that-
candy's for everyone, because it will bring you back to your childhood. If you're 90-year-old, you eat this one, you're going back to childhood.
Because even my
Everybody loves
grandparents,
candy.
like my grandparents live like 4 hours away, and like they thought when I said, "Oh, I'm gonna quit my job to make candy," they thought I was crazy. They're like, "Why are you gonna quit your job? Like you're really gonna quit?" I was like, "Yeah." It's like, "Are you really doing that good?" I'm like, "I'm not trying to brag, but yeah, it's getting busy." Like it got to a point at T-Mobile where I was making like 3 times as much I was making the one day at T-Mobile that I would make one day at doing the candy.
I'm telling
So
you,
I was
man.
like, I can't do it no more. That's what pushed me enough to like just do this.
Yeah, remember I was saying like, "Hey, man, don't quit your job yet until your part-time job becomes and pays more than your full-time job," and bam, it's
Like literally, like I think the when it hit me was when in one day at Sans I made like $800, over $800, just one day. Like that was one day out of a 7-day week. I could have made more. I still had candy left. I made probably maybe $400 more in like 3 days after that.
And how much more time do you have with your family now?
Anytime,
look at that.
'cause
Anytime,
Because
Anytime.
the thing is like having
When's family time? Anytime.
anytime.
Because the thing is with doing this, I try to make because let's go back to the beginning. When I used to make the candy, I would make like 5 bags of Skittles, 5 bags of Gushers, 5 bags of peach rings. That was it. And then I sold out. That was it.
How many are you making now?
I'm making like 50 bags of Gushers, 50 bags of peach rings, 50 bags of watermelon. Like you see my trunk in my van. You pop
Yeah.
the trunk, it's candy on the back, and it goes away. Like it literally sells out. Like I have to make Gushers like 20 to 30 bags a day, just to keep up. Peach rings gives me about I can make 30. They'll last about 3 or 4 days, but Gushers is what sells like easy.
Yo, so who are you looking for to be a customer to?
Anybody.
Gas station, liquor store.
Are you looking to go the commercial route, or are you looking to stick with?
Now, everybody asks me that. Everybody tells me, like, man, you should go to HEB or you should go to a store. You should sell in a store. I don't mind. The thing is, I don't want them to think that that's the only place they can get it.
Yeah.
And I don't want the stores to, like, either overprice people. Because the thing is, everybody loves the price, $5. Like, man, give me 20 bags. They'll buy it. Or, hey, I want 10 bags. They'll buy it.
Can you buy online?
You can, but you have to go through me and order it, like, through my, like, how many bags you want, they'll text me on Instagram, Facebook, and I'll ship it. But the only thing is, it's so hot outside that the candy melts. Like, I've tested it. It looks like, it depends on what candy you get. Like, if you get peach rings and they're melted, I feel like they taste better because the flavor, the peach rings melt and my stuff on it just forms like one big peach ring,
Mm-hmm.
and it tastes good. But certain candies, like if they melt, like the Skittles melt, it's just one brick and lays out. It's thick, and you can pinch it off and eat it. But only people that like this, like my brother and some friends that are like, man, I'll take your squish Skittles or something. Like they're good because everything melts together. But I don't want the candy to be bad where if I send it to somebody, it doesn't look like any like the pictures. It doesn't taste right or something.
So that's the variety right now. That's what you have, right?
It's just like my main sellers.
Okay, how many other?
I have 11 candies right now.
11 candies.
11.
So we have 5 here. What are the others?
I have Sour Punch Straws, Gummy Skittles, Lifesavers, Jolly Rancher Sour Gummies, Gummy Worms, Gummy Bears. I think that's it. Yeah. So I have a lot.
Man, dude, my mouth is watering, but I can't even eat it.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing too. People see the pictures I post, like, man, my mouth is watered. Or, man.
So on this table, I also see besides the candy is some 2 sodas.
What's up with these sodas?
So for a long time, we're not leaving a long time, for at least a year, Exotic Pop has been blowing up in Houston. They're only in certain stores that sell them because the company is very picky on who they let sell their drinks. So I was fortunate enough to like even be able to sell them because I was at an event like 2 weeks ago, and I asked them, I was like, hey, like I'm a little small business. I was like, I want to sell your products, and they're like, all right, apply here, do this. Less than a week, I got approved, and they don't normally approve anybody. So for them to approve me was a big, like, man, they're actually recognizing. They said they looked at my Instagram, they looked at my website, they saw what they liked. Like, man, we want some candy. So when I picked up the order, I dropped some candy off just for them to try it. And so now if me and the smoke shop here in Conroe are the only people that have this drink, and I have a variety of flavors, but I mean, not everybody can grab it. Like, not everybody has it. But it's not like it's very, I don't know how to say it. It's just, it's very different. It's not like you don't see these at the store. It has a different name. Of course, they have sponsored by rappers. I mean, this one has Bun B. This one has the late great Big Mo. I mean,
Okay.
Purple Drink.
Tell me. I know about it, but tell them why does Exotic Pop is
So basically,
special.
the owner the person that started this business, he basically did it for like charities and stuff like that. So basically, I guess the drinks cost $5 themselves. A lot of people are like, man, why am I gonna pay $5 for a Coke when I can go to the store buy it for like $2 or $1? That's fine. But each one has a barcode and it tells you what charity they do. So each one has one. I even checked every single one. This one's the portion of proceeds go to the benefit of the Third Ward community in Houston, Texas. So like, each one has different stuff. This one goes to
I like
the
that.
benefit of Port Arthur Community Center. So because it's based off where they're like, whoever's on here is based off of their community and what they do. So like, they help kids, they help schools, different stuff like that. So yeah, you're paying $5 for a drink, but you're also helping other people too.
See that right there. I can dig. I really like that, where you buy a soda, each soda you buy, some of the proceeds go to a charity. You know what I mean? And like, when we were giving back, I was inspired by Joe's Italian and what they did for our community. And it was like, man, if they can do that, why can't we do it? Now, hearing this with the soda, how he gives back to different charity, I feel like, well, you know what? I feel like we can do that too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We can do that too. Just a small action, you know what I mean, helps and goes a long way.
Yep.
So I feel like we can do that as a community. Isaiah, I want to say thank you so much. Before we let you go and get back to your normal routine in life, tell us, or tell our audience and listener, you know, if they're trying to chase their dreams, how can they go and move forward?
I mean, a lot of people ask me, like, do you think you would ever like have to stop selling the candy to like get a real job? I'm like, no, I don't think so. Because what I want to do, what my plans are, like, to do this, like, to build off from it is a lot of stuff. Like, I don't want to just do candy. I want to do other stuff as well. The candy is what started me. I'm never going to stop doing the candy. Even if I do have to get a real job because it pays more or something, I'm still always going to do the candy. And it's always going to be me because it's my name on it. And a lot of people like it. I mean, I'm not going to stop selling it. I mean, if people keep buying it, why would I stop selling it?
Yeah.
So, I mean, but if anybody wants to do something, I would say do it. I would say if you have the time and you have, like, if if you have the money to do it, like, if it costs something to do it, save up and just do it. Don't be scared. I mean, a lot of people are scared to start something because they feel like they're going to fail. But I feel like if you're young enough, or if you're old enough, man, you could be 50 years old and you want to start your own business. I mean, I've seen so many videos, so many documentaries. That's what I like to watch. But there's a thing on Hulu. I think it talks about like candy and stuff like that. It talks about Hershey, talks about Kellogg, and talks about Colonel Sanders. Like, Colonel Sanders didn't start his until he was like 54, and that's how he became famous after he was selling his recipe to other companies and stuff like that. But I mean, that started from nothing. I mean, after seeing that, like, I started this as like a side hustle. It was just like make extra like $200 a day, and bam, now I'm making that every day.
So, Isaiah, once again, we thank you for coming on to the show with us.
Yes, we do.
Bringing all your goodies. We had the will of death, but you're saved today. Want to ask if you're not doing nothing July 30th, maybe we can have your commitment to come in on board for our monthly meeting, July 30th, the last Friday of the month.
The last Friday of the month, our speaker's going to be Holly Arbuckle.
Yeah, and we want you to bring your candy out there and introduce it, and just do a little networking. You know what I mean?
That's
If some kids show up like, man, I heard Isaiah's gonna be here, you know, maybe you can shake his hand and, you know, guide him, help him.
Man, I don't mind. If any way to do this, it's fine. Like, I love going to places. I love going, like, meeting new places. Like going back to like the second competition real fast. Like I said, I met SPM's son. I took the chance and I messaged him on Instagram. I said, hey, man, you remember me from the competition? I was wondering if you ever need any candy, just let me know. I'll personally deliver it to you. Was not expecting a response. A day later, he texted me back. And I was like, man. He's like, yeah, man, you got Skittles and this and that. He sent me what he wanted. I was like, I'll be right there. He gave me his phone number. I called him. He's like, yeah, man, come hang out with me and my brother at the Dope House Records, which is where their record label is, and hung out with them for a while, and we talked about each other like while we do our things, and he does his music and stuff, and I met people, and then even with that meeting, there was another rapper. His name is GT Garza. Did the same thing, and he's a really nice guy. I didn't expect him to text me back. He has my phone number. I have his phone number. He texts me. He wants me to go at some video shoots with him. And I tell him, like, if you want me to go, just let me know time and date so I can prepare and I'll just be ready.
Well, that sounds good.
So
You got to keep that hustle up.
Yep, keep that drive.
Isaiah, thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope you got some good inspiration from Isaiah. I know that we sure did.
We definitely did, but just also don't forget, July 30th is our monthly meeting. Put that in your calendar right now. Stop what you're doing. Pull your phone out. Open your calendar.
Wait,
July 30th.
wait. July 30th. Yeah, now while you stopped everything, go ahead. Now since you're starting it back up, go ahead and stop again and like all of Isaiah's and follow him, all of his platforms from
Yes.
Instagram, Facebook,
Snapchat. TikTok.
He's on TikTok too.
yeah,
Find him on TikTok.
I do. I don't post a lot, but I mean, I do.
But yeah,
post some
guys,
things.
follow him on his social media. It'll definitely help him out. He's a young entrepreneur that's actually in the come up. Not even a year yet, but let's do something. Let's plan for something big for your 1 year
I want
anniversary.
to. That's I literally because you kind of inspired me on the Freedom Fest when it was there's 2 years. I was like, man, I can do something for at least in 1 year, at least a little barbecue or something that I don't know, or at least a
Hey,
get together. I
you
mean,
let us know what we can do to help. We're there for you, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you again, guys. Don't forget to follow him on his social media. Follow YPC all across the board. Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff. YouTube.
Before we close out, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody what the 4th of July is?
The 4th of July is American Independence Day. It is the day that we celebrate our freedom.
How did it start though?
America, we ain't got no more time. Dick,
How
our
did it
producer,
start?
said hurry up and shut up. We got to wrap up.
We
I'm
gotta
sorry.
wrap up.
Next show, I'll
Look
tell
in the
you.
comments. Next show, he's gonna tell us. It's gonna be written in the comments, everybody. We know what it is.
We know what it is, but
We
thank
know
you
what
guys
it is.
for tuning in to YPC Radio 936 all across the board. Please plug in, tune in every
Plug
Friday.
in, tune in.
Also,
Friday,
the
new-
last Friday of every month. Sponsored by Mayor Jody.